Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Brittany. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I do a lot of different content on my channel. I do a lot of hair and wig content, some fashion here and there, some home decor. And in this video though, this is a wellness update and fasting journey video. So if you are somebody who's been following me, I told you guys probably in February, in a February vlog, that I had started fasting in January, and I really haven't done any like update videos specifically getting into it because I do a lot of my wellness updates and stuff on Instagram. That's where it's easier to post on there. So I do have like a broadcast channel on there, and on my stories I post about like me working out and stuff like that. So definitely follow me on Instagram at iFancyCupcakes if you want like in the moment stuff. So you guys will be seeing me talk about, you know, losing 50 pounds this year, like a day after I announced it on Instagram, like in my stories and on my broadcast channel. You just get quicker updates on there. So follow me on there. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my fasting journey, how I got into fasting, how I do it. I guess the ups and downs of it. It's not a lot of downs. It's been a lot more, you know, ups, but I'm just going to talk to you guys all about that in this video. You'll see Coda back there. He does have like a cone on his head because he just had surgery about 2 weeks ago, and he's almost done with recovering. And I can get into his surgery in another video, but he's recovering. He's doing very well. And if you like my hair, this is a throwback wig. This is FREETRESS HANIA. I'm wearing it behind my hairline. So I have an outline for you guys just so I stay focused. So I want to do a disclaimer. I am not a medical professional, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just a person sharing their wellness, fitness experience with you guys. So make sure you do your own research and like consult an actual doctor because I don't want to be liable for nothing. Okay, so I want to start off with my background and everything. I really started to gain weight after me and Adrian got married in 2017. And from 2017, I just gained weight every single year. I don't know, maybe anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds every year since 2017. I think from 2017 to 2023, I gained maybe 60 pounds or so. Losing weight it has been a goal on my like, you know, yearly resolutions, vision boards and stuff. It would be like, you know, I would want to lose a certain amount of weight, but I never could. So it's not that I never could, it's just I didn't have the right tools, and I didn't have the right education and knowledge to understand that I could, you know, actually lose weight. So I was uncomfortable with me, you know, gaining weight initially, but I've been in therapy for a long time, and especially in the last like 2 years, I have done a lot of self-work. So I had accepted my body as is, even at my absolute heaviest. Like, I never shied away from posting fashion content, even when I was at my heaviest, because I feel like all body types need to be represented and celebrated. And I always wanted to celebrate my body at every stage, because even though I've lost 50 pounds right now, if I have children in a couple years, it's going to change. So it's really good to do the self-work while you're on your wellness journey, because if you know, lose a bunch of weight and then let's say you get pregnant and now you're heavier and now you don't like your body. But if you do the self-work and go to therapy and, you know, love on yourself, when your body goes through different changes, you won't like hate yourself. So at my heaviest, which was last summer, I did not hate myself. I was just at my heaviest. That's what it was. I think at my highest weight, I did see like 270 at one point. But when I was at the doctor last summer, it was 266. So it was in that range. So I went and got some blood work done last year, and she said I was good overall, but I was in the pre-diabetic range. I was happy and accepting my body and everything, but when she said I was pre-diabetic, I was like, hold on. I didn't know we were, you know, in that range. I thought we were good. Then I started to really like want to do something about it, because, you know, we have family members that have diabetes and, you know, cancer and all this kind of stuff, and I didn't want to go down that same route. So I've tried different things to lose weight over the years. I tried weight loss pills before, but I had some psychological side effects from it, so I did not stay on those, and I'm not going to shame those because, you know, some weight loss medications and pills do work for people, but in this particular case, that one did not work out for me. I did have a trainer. I've had a trainer like 2 or 3. I've had like 4 trainers. I had one in 2019 and I was going really consistently. But the thing is, if you work out every single day, even if you work out hard and you don't change how you eat, it's just canceling out the workout and you won't see any results. And that has happened with me with out of the 4 or 5 trainers I've had, that's happened with 3 of them. So I never got the food part down pat until 2024 in January. So when I did have my trainer in 2022, I did lose about 10 to 12 pounds. But then when the holidays came around, like in October, like right around now, October, November, I stopped going to kind of give myself a break. And then I gained back that weight plus some more. So I'm going to get into why I chose fasting over other options, because I want this video to be inclusive. I am not saying fasting is the only way to lose weight. There's a lot of different ways to lose weight, and everything is a tool. Fasting is a tool. Weight loss surgery is a tool. GLP-1s, they are a tool. That's the Ozempics and Wegovy's and stuff like that. All of these things are tools. You just have to decide which tool is going to work best for you. There's a lot of judgment when people talk about weight loss and medications and all that kind of stuff. But if you are doing something for yourself, you're deciding something for yourself, you should do it. Even if it makes other people mad, do it anyway. If your goal is to be in a healthier place, then I think that's great. So regardless of what you choose, decide and then do that. I chose fasting as my tool because, first of all, fasting is free. You don't have to go to the doctor to start fasting, unless there are some situations where you should consult a doctor. And I'll get into like who shouldn't be fasting. And I got this information from like the doctors I've watched on like YouTube and stuff. So, and the side effects, there are some side effects, but they aren't very severe. So a few days after Christmas, I discovered Dr. Mindy PELZ, her content on YouTube. She was on the Mel Robbins podcast. She was talking about fasting and how women should fast with their cycles. So, and she was talking about how fasting can reverse like PCOS and infertility, a whole bunch of other things, of course, weight loss and healing your gut with fasting. And I was just so mind blown by everything she was saying. So I immediately ordered her book. This was like a couple days after Christmas. And then I was like, in January, I'm going to start my fasting journey. So she has a 30-day reset that she does. And that's how I got into fasting. I started with her 30-day reset and went from there. So in the reset, she has like different phases that you do in conjunction with your period. And so I did that for, I think, the first 2 months. But really and truly, within the first 2 weeks, I saw my jeans get looser. And I'll probably post a picture right here. I posted a picture of like the before and after, what my jeans were looking like just within like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And I was seeing a lot of results just like right away. So I started this year at 259.3. During this 30-day reset, I also discovered Dr. Jason Fung's content. His content was so informative. He talked about how fasting can, you know, reverse type 2 diabetes and kill cancer cells and everything. Of course, I was, you know, looking to lose some weight. But I also, because I was in the pre-diabetic range, I was trying to reverse that as well. And so, and then he was talking about, you know, it has the potential to kill certain cancers. And I was like, there's been, you know, family members that had cancer in my family. And if I can do all of that with fasting, then I'm going to, you know, try it. So it's just been amazing, this transformation. And if you've watched me for years, you guys have definitely seen the transformation. So from January to mid-April, I did intermittent fasting. I did 20 hours on average, and I have it all logged in my phone because I use the app, the Zero app, and I log every single day, even up until this very moment, every time that I fast. And I'm currently in a fast right now. So from January to mid-April, I did intermittent fasting about 20 hours on average. Some days I would do longer than that. I did maybe like 1 or 2 48-hour fasts within those 3 months. And I did lose about 13 pounds within those 3 months, which is great because I wasn't losing any weight in the last few years. I did in 2022, but I wasn't losing weight that often, so that was a big deal. But I was a little bit frustrated because I wasn't seeing results as quickly as I would like to. So I did change what I was doing with my fasting, and that's something you have to do. Try something for, you know, at least like 21 days, and then decide like if I need to pivot or adjust something in your regimen. Now we're going to talk about ADF. ADF is my girl, okay? ADF, if you don't know what that is, that's alternate day fasting. That's when you fast one day and then you feast the next day, and you just keep doing it with that same pattern. Fasting window is roughly 36 hours. So 36 hours with no food, and then the next day you eat however much food you want to eat on your feasting day. So fast feast, fast feast. To me, it's easy to keep up with because you don't have to. I don't count calories, especially with fasting 36 hours, because that's a really long time. It depends on the faster, because some people fast, you know, long hours. This one YouTuber that I watch, Finally Fasting. He used to do super long fasts, like 60 hours, 90 hours, but I don't usually do that. I've only done one 72-hour fast, and that 72-hour fast is how I got to the 40 pounds back in August, because you can mix up your fast to get you out of plateaus. I was about to do one of those this morning so I could get to the 50, but I didn't have to. The 36, you know, covered me. But yeah, so you do 36 one day, and then you eat normally, whatever your normal is, on your feasting day. But of course, you don't want to overeat and like binge like crazy, and then you don't really get benefits of all that fasting that you did. It's a nice balance. You have to, on your feasting days, definitely eat enough to get all the nutrition and all that kind of stuff that you need, but don't overeat to where you cancel out all the fasting that you just did. So yeah, so I got into alternate day fasting because I was on YouTube and I saw Colleen Marie Cares. She really changed the game for me with my fasting journey, because the 20 hours is good. It's a good way to get your fasting muscle up and get used to fasting. But after 3 months, I was ready for a longer fast so I could see some results. So she did like I saw it like a year after she posted it, but she did like a 30-day challenge of doing alternate day fasting, and you could do 2 days in that month of not doing it consecutively, because, you know, sometimes you have birthday parties and you want to go out to eat with your family and stuff like that. So I did that in April. I did that in April and in May. And I will say, when I first started alternate day fasting, I was struggling because 36 hours is long. Like, it's 36 hours versus 20 hours is long. So it took me a while to get adjusted. And I'll probably pop in like what my fasting looked like in the Zero app, because sometimes I just didn't make it to the 36 hours. But I was pretty locked in. Even though I'm saying I was struggling, I still made it happen. And from April to the end of June, I lost an additional 20 pounds. January to mid-April, I lost 13. But from just in those 2 months of me doing alternate day fasting, I lost an additional 20 pounds. So by the end of June, I was at 33 pounds down for the year. People saw me talking about fasting on my stories and stuff, and I would get a compliment here and there saying, hey, you know, you looking slim, or I see your results. But in June, when I posted like this video I had on jeans and this tank top, it was like everybody saw it when I lost about 33 pounds for the year. Around 30 pounds is when everybody else started to see my results. I saw them too. It was just like, whoa. Alternate day fasting really got me together and got the ball rolling. In July, I was like, I didn't go as hard in July. I still did some fasting, a lot of fasting, but I didn't do as much as I did from April to June. And then in August and September, it was just busy. I had my brother's wedding in August, Adrian's birthday. It was a lot of stuff going on in August. And then in September, I had LTK Con. It just kind of, you know, threw me off of my schedule, but I was still on pace to, you know, on track to get to my goals. And then in October, because I didn't go many places, I appreciate that. In October, I got to lock in. Okay, in October has been my most successful month with alternate day fasting, because there weren't a ton of events and stuff that I had to go to. So I got to stick with my schedule of 36 hours every other day. And I'm grateful for that, because today, as I'm making this video, which is October 29th, I reached 50 pounds down this morning because I've been sticking to ADF. I still haven't done a full month of ADF. Never. I've never done a perfect month, but you can still be like inconsistently perfect. I think I heard either Colleen or Finally Fasting say this. You can be inconsistently perfect and still get results, because I think I do the right thing like 80 to 85% of the time, and I'm still down 50 pounds for the year. So you don't have to be perfect with it to get results. So keep that in mind. Don't be intimidated by it, because I still like mess up sometimes, or like in my fast early. I haven't done that this month because I've been really locked in. I have done that. I've done that twice this month, but I've done really good in the last 2 weeks of sticking to my schedule. I got my blood work done in June, and I was in the normal range for my A1C. Like, my A1C number was in the normal range, and I was not pre-diabetic anymore. So I didn't even have to lose the 50 pounds to be in a normal range. So I was 33 pounds down by that time, and I was in the normal range, and my doctor was so proud of me. I'm super excited about that. So I hit 40 pounds down in August, and I hit 50 pounds in October. So on average, I lose like 5 to 8 pounds on average. Now, some people lose way more than that. Some people lose less. It depends on the person, how much they started off with when it comes to their weight, and how consistent they are as well. So it is like, for me, it's guaranteed. If I'm super laser focused 1 month and consistent with my alternate day fasting, I'm going to see exactly the results that I want to see. But if I'm not consistent, it's going to reflect as well. So I give myself grace, but I also like have a balance with that. If we have goals, we need to focus on it. I'm going to go to events and like live my life. I've seen people lose 50 pounds in like 6 months or less, but I haven't been super strict all the time. Like, I still go to cookouts and enjoy myself. I have desserts and everything. So my results won't be super fast like somebody else's, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, I still lost the 50 pounds so far. So I think that's it for that section. I'm going to go into exercise. So here's the thing I have noticed. When people compliment me on like Instagram and just any platform on my weight loss, they always talk about like, your workouts are helping you. Your exercise is really showing, in, the stuff that you do in the gym is really showing. And I always have to correct them and say, the reason I have lost weight is not really because of the gym. It is because of fasting. Fasting has yielded me these results. I'm going to say 80% of my results are because of fasting. The other 20% is exercise. So I started exercising in February. I started with Pilates. And then in March, I started strength training with a new trainer. I started Pilates for the first time this year. It's really good with stretching out your muscles and stuff like that. I've enjoyed it. It's pretty intense and it's pretty expensive though. So I would probably, if you're trying to save money, just watch YouTube videos of doing mat Pilates versus what I do. I go to a studio and we do Pilates on a reformer, but it is pretty expensive. I gotta say that. Keep that in mind. And then in March, I told you guys I started with a new trainer, and she was really, really good. As I was strength training, because strength training is great, and I would love to build more muscle now that I'm, closer to my final goal. Then I started to hear about the benefits of walking. So I decided, I just felt like in my spirit to start a walking challenge at the beginning of April. So I asked the people on my story, what should we call this challenge? And we came up with the name #KeepItMoving. So with the Keep It Moving challenge, when we first started, it was strictly about walking. So you would walk at least 30 minutes every day, whether that was outside, on a treadmill, on a walking pad, and just get some movement in every single day of the month. So I did that every day in April, every day in May, and every day in June. Every day, I did it for April, May, June, and July. I didn't do it in August or September, and I just picked it up again in October. Any type of activity, whether it's strength training, Pilates, walking, tennis, cleaning, because cleaning actually, like cleaning up around your house, you can burn a lot of calories with just cleaning around your house for a couple of hours. Yeah, so initially I didn't have a lot of people do it with me. So what I do, just to keep me accountable, I will share every day on my story when I'm doing a workout. I would, do hashtag keep it moving, and then I also invited other people to do it with me so we could, have a community and everything. And initially the first few months, I only had like a few people do it with me, but I think the more people saw me get results, they were more inclined to participate, which is great. Yeah, so this month I had a lot of people participate with me and they were consistent. I have a couple of people that have been consistent the whole month as much as I have been. It's just been cool to see. Like, of course, I'm an influencer, right? In the beauty space, fashion space, but I've been influencing a lot of people in the health space as well now, and it's been amazing to see. People will DM me and say, like, I started alternate day fasting as well, and now I'm down 12 pounds. I had a lady tell me that yesterday, and she said she hasn't been able to lose, weight in the last 3 years, and I just think that's amazing. The feeling that you get from trying something and it actually working after not having success for years, it definitely will empower you. So me seeing these numbers go down, it still blows my mind because I was seeing it go up for years now. I told you guys Colleen Marie Cares is the one who inspired me to start alternate day fasting. She has an alternate day fasting group on Facebook that I joined early on in my ADF journey. And it's really, really good. It has people of all ages. Don't think that fasting is just for women in their 20s and 30s. There are women in that group that are in their 60s and 70s, and they're losing weight too. So it's men in the group too, but I think predominantly women watch my channel, so that's why I'm focusing on women. But men, they do alternate day fasting too. It's this one guy I saw, he lost like 120 pounds with alternate day fasting. The people in those groups are getting, in that group, they're getting a lot of results. And I'm also in Jason Fung's group, and a lot of people in that group, they're getting results as well. So in the alternate day fasting group, most of us do 36 hours, but if you get in Jason Fung's group, a lot of them do longer fasts, more like therapeutic fasts when you get into the like 72 hours, into like 5 days, 7 days. I've never done those fasts, but they do recommend those types of fasting for like cancer and diseases and stuff like that. But definitely do your own research when it comes to that. And while I'm on the topic of Dr. Jason Fung, definitely check out his YouTube channel, his books. I have Obesity Code and I have Cancer Code. I haven't read those yet, but I have both of those. But I have read Dr. Mindy's Fast Like a Girl. It's really, really good. Now, initially I was fasting with my cycle, but I don't do that anymore. I just felt like when we would get in the phase where the week before your period, you're not supposed to fast, according to her. So, because it can mess up your cycle. For some women, their hair can fall out when they fast a lot. And some women, it can mess up their cycle. Now, that hasn't happened for me, so that's why I stick to my 36 hours every other day, even the week before my cycle. But you have to consider that, because I'm not a doctor, but I'm just going with what's working for me. So in that phase, right before the 7 days before your period, I would, start to incorporate a little bit of carbs back into my diet, like potatoes and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be fasting because she said not to fast. I would gain back some of the weight. I was getting frustrated with that like seesaw thing. So I just decided to do longer fast and do that consistently. And that's been working out for me. I haven't had any issues with my period. It's on time and everything. And my hair is doing fine. So of course, y'all know this is not my hair. This is a wig, but I did a big chop back in April and my hair is doing great. I just went to my hairstylist and got a trim. My natural hair is thick from root to tip. Okay, so on this wellness journey, I've been taking care of my hair as well. And I told you guys I'm in therapy, and I would definitely recommend being in therapy or doing a lot of self-work while you're on your weight loss or wellness journey, because you want to make sure you are good in your head, like I was telling you guys. Because what if you lose all that weight, or get to your weight loss goal and you still don't like yourself? That can happen. So definitely do a lot of self-work while you're on your journey, and do it more. You don't have to. I'm just giving my advice. Try to make it a holistic journey. So I didn't want to, you know, be focused so much on my weight loss and everything that I neglected my natural hair. So I was like, while I'm doing all this, I might as well cut my hair and start over and, you know, make sure my hair is good. And I'm trying to, you know, take that approach with everything in my life. I want everything to be prosperous and good in my life. So not just one area. Fast Like a Girl, that's a book I would definitely recommend, but you know, take things with a grain of salt and try things that work for you. See if something works for you or doesn't work for you, but give it some time. Don't just try it for 2 weeks and then say it doesn't work for you. You might want to give it 2 months or so before you say something does or doesn't work for you. Especially with fasting. And I wanted to shout out my walking pad because initially I got it back in, I think I got my walking pad back in June or July, and I didn't like it because first of all, I'm 6 feet tall, so I have a long stride. I think that's what you would call it. So when I walk, I have a longer stride than somebody who's probably like 5'5" or something. So it is like a shorter belt for tall people. And it is harder to balance. So you got to stay really focused on it when you're on it. I would prefer to have a treadmill, but treadmills are so bulky and they're hard to put away. I gave my treadmill that I purchased in 2020 to my parents. The walking pads are super convenient, but you have to make sure you're balancing on it. You got to be careful on it so you don't fall off. And the stride is a little bit short. The belt area is a little bit short for people who are taller, but I still love it and I've used it so much with my Keep It Moving challenge. So if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. I'm going to talk about how I started being consistent with fasting. I told you guys I did that Fast Like a Girl 30-day reset, and I told you that I am consistent with fasting 80 to 85% of the time. So, and you don't have to be perfect to get results, but it's best if you want to get your results faster, sticking to the pattern is going to be your best bet. So the last 2 weeks, because I haven't been going anywhere, I've been doing strict ADF, which is every other day, fasting every other day. In the previous months when I wasn't doing like strict ADF, I would try to aim for 3 36-hour fast a week. Some other stuff. Do I consume anything on my fasting days? This is a question I get asked a lot. I drink water, lemon water, tea without any like sugar or flavoring, and LaCroix because I like that fizz. I like the fizz of soda without, you know, it actually being soda with all the sugar and stuff. I do a lot of dirty fasting, as some people say, and I do air quotes because some people don't like that term. I do dirty fasting because it's considered dirty fasting because it's not, you know, water. Sometimes I'll do lemonade packets and they'll be low calorie, like, you know, 5 calories, 10 calories. And sometimes I'll do Crystal Light packets, Gatorade packets, the 0 sugar ones, and I'll do liquid IV because all of those things are under like 25 calories. And if I'm working out on my fasting day, calories that don't mean much, it'll just, you know, be burned off when I work out or lift weights or whatever. So I dirty fast a lot and it's been working for me. Like, I guess if you are doing fasting for weight loss strictly, I definitely think you can do like lemonade packets or, you know, Element, the flavored ones and everything, because I've done that. I've done all of that and I still have been able to reach my, you know, my goals and everything. So, but I don't eat anything on my fasting days. I will drink some stuff that might have a little bit of sugar in it, but I will not eat anything on my fasting days. So as far as supplements go, because you are going so long without eating, you will have to take some supplements. So I've taken vitamin D, I take magnesium pills, magnesium supplements, and you need to make sure you're getting your electrolytes. So that's going to be like salt and stuff. So you can put, you know, a pinch of sea salt in your water because your body needs salt, and this way you can avoid like headaches and stuff like that. So you can put a pinch of sea salt in your water so you don't start to feel faint, or you can use the Element packets. They're electrolyte packets, so I have a ton of those. I have the plain ones, which is just salt basically. I'm not gonna hold you, it's nasty. But the flavored ones are pretty good. I like the watermelon one, and I've tried a lot of different flavors, but the watermelon one is good and it's only 5 calories. So if you're open to dirty fasting, then definitely try the flavored Element packets. But again, if you are fasting for to like kill, if you're fasting for autophagy, and with autophagy, that's to kill like bad cells in your body and stuff like that. So I'll put like the official definition of what autophagy is right here. But if you're fasting for those purposes, you don't want to consume like sugars and or anything. You want to just do strictly water, lemon water, that kind of thing. That is what I've gathered from the videos I've watched from the experts. I make sure that I am taking magnesium citrate and my Miralax, okay? Because in May, I went to the gastro doctor because I've had issues with constipation, apparently like middle school age or something like that. But I talked to my mom and she said, no, you had issues with constipation even when you were a baby. So I've had issues with it my entire life. And so I finally went to a gastro doctor this summer, like the day before my birthday. And he said I have chronic idiopathic constipation. So it's no reason why I have constipation, because I told him I've been doing the things. I've been working out. I've been like changing how I eat a little bit, not all the way, but I've been changing how I eat. And I've lost weight. So, because you know, when you go to the doctor, the first thing they say when you say you have an issue is you need to lose weight. So I've already done that. So they couldn't use that as an excuse. So I have to make sure I take my Miralax like every single day. And even now with me fasting, I had to go to the doctor this week because I was having some issues, and now I'm on some medication. I don't know what it's called. It's like, I don't know, like I'm on that for 30 days to make sure we're keeping everything regular and everything. So some certain foods do make me get more constipated when on my feasting days, like red meats like steak and ground beef and cheese and stuff, that will aid in making constipation happen. But one of the side effects of fasting is constipation. I saw that in one of my groups and I was like, I already suffer from it, so you know that sucks that that's a side effect of fasting. But with my, you know, regimen of like Miralax and other things, other supplements, it does help in the process. Is fasting for everyone? From the videos I've watched, they say it is not for everyone, but it's for most people. So it's not recommended if you are a child. So it's not recommended if you are under 18. It is not recommended if you have an eating disorder. If you have an eating disorder, you need to consult a doctor before you start fasting. And people who are pregnant or breastfeeding. So if you're someone who is pregnant, you cannot fast because you're trying to grow a baby and you need to eat. And then if you're breastfeeding, you shouldn't fast because fasting has like a detoxing component to it. So you would detox and then that would be in your breast milk. They say you shouldn't fast when you're breastfeeding either. So but outside of that, they say everybody can fast, even people with type 2 diabetes, because fasting can reverse that. I didn't have like full-on diabetes, but I had pre-diabetes and I don't have it anymore. So, and that's really powerful because that didn't require a medication or anything like that. You can do it naturally if that's what you want to do. A lot of people were asking me, what do I eat on my feasting days? So in the beginning, I was very strict. I was like, no carbs, no pasta. I didn't have rice and stuff for the first few months, because when you do shorter fasts, you have to be more strict with the types of food that you eat. Carbs can be very calorie dense, and so I was like, I'm gonna stay away from carbs. So I was super strict early on. I didn't even eat that much sugar early on. But now with the 36-hour fast, I eat pretty liberally on my feasting days. Like today is a feasting day. I haven't eaten yet. It's 12:42, so I've been fasting. How long today so far? I'm at 43 hours of fasting right now and I feel fine. But I'm going to eat today some leftover spaghetti that baked spaghetti that we made. Yeah, so on my feasting days I eat normally. So I'll probably eat 2 meals and then snacks in between. And then my cutoff is usually 8 p.m. and then I'll start my 36-hour fast. So I love it because it feels like freedom to me, because I'm gonna let y'all know I hate counting calories. I have the apps and I've done it before, but it's just so tedious. Like I have to weigh this rice. I have to look up these ingredients and stuff. It's just annoying to me. Like one day I'll probably get back to doing that, but I've seen results without calorie counting. I just stick to today I'm eating, tomorrow I'm not eating. Today I'm eating, tomorrow I'm not eating, and that has been enough for me. But you know, everybody is different. Some people like counting calories. I don't like doing that. But even on my feasting days, the way that I eat now, or the amount of food that I eat now, is completely different than what it was like last year. I could eat like a large pizza. I could probably eat maybe 5 slices. Now I can eat maybe 2 slices. It's like your stomach really does shrink, and so you might want to eat a whole bowl of pasta, but you physically can't because your stomach is smaller now. And so it's like, I can't even eat all this. And that's happened so much where I'm just like, dang, I want to eat this whole thing, but I literally can't eat it all. I can't eat all this food. So I give myself a lot of freedom on my feasting days because I work so hard on the fasting days. Like, I'm not going to be restrictive all the time. That's just not for me. And as far as some of my favorite foods, I can have a separate video where I just show you guys like all the foods that I've eaten this year. So I really love the melt in your mouth chicken, and I usually eat that with steamed broccoli seasoned up real good with the Kinder's lemon garlic butter seasoning, and like some feta cheese and sun-dried tomatoes and Parmesan, and it is so good. And I'll do some air fried baby Dutch potatoes, and that'll be a meal. But if I'm trying to watch my carbs, I won't, you know, eat the potatoes. But that's something I love to eat. I love steak and broccoli. Me and broccoli are like this. And recently I've been eating the TikTok spaghetti squash, and it's so good. It's basically just like baked spaghetti, but instead of having pasta, you use the squash, and that's your noodles, and it's so good. The only thing about that is it is a lot of ground beef, and it is a lot of cheese and dairy, so that can, you know, disturb my stomach with constipation and stuff like that. So you can modify that to be less dense with the cheese and dairy and stuff, but it's really, really good. I need to do one that's less dense with the meat and cheese because it's been tearing up my stomach. But it's good and it's low carb, but it's not agreeing with me all the way. But I do love that. And I do allow myself to eat candy and ice cream and pizza and stuff like that. But for the most part, like during the week especially, I do a lot of low carb stuff. Like recently, like if I had to eat nasty food, I would not have stuck to this journey, because I love food so much. That's how I got here in the first place. We recently tried this recipe where you take a roll of cinnamon rolls, 1 can of cinnamon rolls, and apple filling. You chop up the cinnamon rolls, you bake it for like 30 minutes, and then you eat it with ice cream. So it's good. I just don't, the difference now is I don't eat like that all the time. It's like a couple of times a week versus like every day. I enjoy myself, but I don't do huge portions that are crazy, and I don't eat, and I swap out a lot of my drinks. So instead of like a full calorie Coke, I'll do like a Olipop, their vintage cola. I love their vintage cola. It's super, super good. And Olipop is like it's a healthier version of the sodas that we love. So I'm a big fan of Olipop, and vintage cola is my favorite, and strawberry vanilla is really, really good too. But I've enjoyed the food on the journey. I just don't do it all the time. That's the big takeaway with food. And if you need me to clarify anything, just let me know. Okay, so I'm going to get into the Q&A. These are questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. How often do you fast? I fast every other day, and that is 36 hours, roughly 3 to 4 times a week. That's what I do right now. But like when I reach my final goal, you don't necessarily have to fast that long or that consistently, because you want to maintain your weight and not lose it anymore. So I wouldn't be doing 3 to 4 times a week. I would probably go down to twice a week with the 36-hour fast. But we will see once we hit maintenance. Did you have to navigate any side effects like headaches or tiredness? I definitely had headaches. I was irritable because I was hungry, and constipation. and being really cold. So when you're in ketosis, I'll have to put that on the screen of what ketosis is. You get really cold, and I'm used to being somebody who is hot all the time. I have a fan right here, have a fan on my nightstand, but when I'm fasting, when I hit around 24 hours when I'm fasting, I'm usually so cold, and I'll have to put a blanket on, put on some socks. So that's a part of fasting as well. So I did have some side effects, but my hair hasn't fallen out, and I've had my cycle stay consistent, because that can happen for some people. It just hasn't happened for me. So you got to test it out and see what, you know, happens with you. What are some recommended tips for beginners? I have written down that you need to decide, research, and take action. I think a lot of people get stuck in the decide part, and they don't do enough research. They want to lose weight and be in a healthier place, but they don't, you know, research and take action. You have to do all three in order to reach your goals. So I would say you can start off with alternate day fasting, like go ahead and do 36 hours out the gate, but that is really hard if you are somebody who's just beginning. So I would do how I did, at least do the 30-day reset that Dr. Mindy PELZ recommends in her Fast Like a Girl book, because you don't have to fast super long with that 30-day reset. It's just kind of developing your fasting muscle. So I would start off with like 14 hours, then go up to 16 hours, then 18, and then 24, and then ultimately go for 36, because 36 is where you're gonna get the weight loss. That's what I have experienced. 36. When I go shorter than 36, I don't really see the results that I want to see. But of course, do what you can, because 20 hours is better than not fasting at all. You know what I'm saying? So when I was doing the 20-hour fast earlier this year, that was still better than anything I was doing in previous years. So all of this stuff will add up. Every little fast that you do will add up. It's just the longer ones have more of an impact, and you'll see results faster. And definitely watch content about fasting on YouTube. Like this video, definitely watch Colleen Marie Cares. I like to watch, I think his name is Dr. Frank O'Neill. He lost a lot of weight with fasting. Finally Fasting is a good fasting channel. And join fasting groups on Facebook. I'll try to link everything down below so you guys can join those groups. I've had people that have watched my journey join those groups, and I'll like see them in the group getting results and stuff. It's really good to, you know, join those groups, because I was not expecting other people in my real life to do this with me, because this is a change that I needed to do for myself, and I wasn't expecting Adrian to do this, because this is hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting somebody to do that with me. Sometimes you got to do stuff by yourself, but you also need community. So definitely join those groups on Facebook and watch content from other people doing the same thing. What is fasting? Is it water fasting? Do you eat only half of the day? So fasting is voluntarily taking a break from eating for a period of time. It is not an eating disorder. I do water fasting, and on my feasting days, I eat normally with 2 meals and then snacks in between, as I told you guys. So what food do you break your fast with, and how much working out do I do? They say to break your fast with protein, so you can break it with eggs and bacon and stuff like that. Today, I'm going to end my fast maybe at like 1:30 p.m. and I'm going to eat leftover spaghetti. So because I am doing alternate day fasting, yeah, so I break my fast with whatever I want with alternate day fasting. And as far as exercise go, I do strength training 2 times a week. I haven't done strength training in like 2 weeks, because my trainer is got married, and so she's on her honeymoon and stuff. But I've done walking every day this month. On the days I'm not strength training, I've done walking, and I do Pilates twice a week. I'm just now getting back into Pilates, because I was doing it super consistently up until about September. Especially with the Keep It Moving challenge for October, I've been walking a lot more. What is your goal weight? So I want to keep my final goal weight to myself, just so I can achieve it privately, and then I'll share. But I'm really close to it. So, yeah, I'm really close to it. Okay, so that was all the questions. I didn't think I could do this on my own. especially like in previous years. But after watching Dr. Mindy's content and reading her book, watching Dr. Jason Fung's content, I read Megan Ramos, her book as well on fasting. It's like a colleague of Dr. Jason Fung. Her book was really good as well. Any holes that Dr. Mindy's book had, she filled it in with her book. So reading both of those is really good. Yeah, so I didn't think I could do it on my own and see results, because I was just like, this is probably just how it is. And I had accepted myself and loved myself, but it's just been nice to see results. Something I wanted to say, you can tell the story about yourself differently. So if you've always believed that you can't lose weight, or you're not a gym person or something like that, you can change that. You are not stuck how you've been. So I've never been a gym person historically, but am I a gym person now? I am, because I tried it and I've been consistent with it. And that's with anything. If you want to change something, you can. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. And I wanted to talk about some things that motivated me. Like on my journey, I watched a lot of Stephen Furtick, his preaching. I watched a lot of Robert Madu. He's at the church Social Dallas in Dallas, Texas. That motivated me. Listening to those sermons from both of those preachers definitely motivated me on my journey. I remember this one sermon from Stephen Furtick where it was called One Day Win, W-I-N. Basically, you need to focus on winning the day instead of focusing on like, oh my gosh, I have to stick to this regimen for 6 to 12 months in order to see results. You just need to win that day instead of looking at the big picture of everything, because that's going to overwhelm you and discourage you. So that sermon definitely motivated me, and it's something I focused on a lot. So I have this like bottom line thing. So bottom line, there are so many options out there. You are not stuck. If your goal is to lose weight, you can do that. There's different options out there. Whether you choose fasting like I did, whether you choose a weight loss medication, bariatric surgery, whatever you want to do with your body, whatever avenue or tool you use to get in a healthier state, then you should do that. And if anybody has a problem with it, so what? So what? Okay, so you only have one life to live, and if you want to be in a healthier body, just choose which option is going to be best for you. You decide, do your research, and then take action. With taking action, you have to do it consistently. So once you do all three, you're going to see your results, okay? You're going to see results, and then everybody else will start to see your results. So it's so funny. I live with myself every day. So I definitely have seen my results, but now it's like everybody sees my results now. Like when I post fashion content, if you read the comment section, it's some of the comments are going to be about what I'm wearing, but most of them will be about my weight loss transformation. It's just so funny. So this has been amazing, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm cheering myself on. I'm clapping for myself, because I'm not going to depend on anybody else to do it for me, because I know how hard I've worked and I know how far I've come. So I definitely encourage you guys to do that as well. If you're on a wellness journey, definitely celebrate all your milestones. I'm really close to my final goal, but I'm going to celebrate my 50 pounds down right now. Okay, because that's amazing. 50 pounds? Are you kidding me? That's amazing. I had this question at the bottom of my notes. How will I be navigating the holiday season? Because usually the holiday season, I usually gain like 10 to 15 pounds. But that's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen this year. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have balance. I'm going to enjoy myself. But the holiday season does not mean you have to eat crazy the next 2 months. I'm not doing that. But on Thanksgiving, I'm going to eat good. And I'm going to probably have leftovers the next day. So I probably won't fast like back to back. But I'm not going to stay in that mode for 2 months. I'm going to still get back into my pattern. And I'm also not going to be weighing myself like right after I did, right after her, like Christmas or Thanksgiving, because that's just going to mess me up. And I would not recommend weighing yourself constantly, because it's going to stress you out. The only time I like weigh myself more consistently is when I'm close to a goal. Like When I was trying to get to 50 pounds, I was like on the scale more often. Just have some boundaries. Like, you don't have to eat sweets and cakes and stuff the entire holiday season. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that all the time, but I'm definitely going to enjoy myself with holiday treats and everything. I'm probably going to come back in January, because January 11th is a year since will be a year since I started my fasting journey, and I'll see where I am in January. So look out for that video. Yeah, so I hope this video was informative to you guys. If you want me to answer like specific questions in a different video, you can drop them down below. If you want to see what I eat on a feasting day kind of video, what do I do on a 36-hour fast kind of video, definitely give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. I'll try to link all of my resources and, you know, stuff that I mentioned in this video in the description box for you guys. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.